Hello everybody, this is Airazor, and for this new figure unboxing and review, we're going to be looking at the Studio Series number 97 Deluxe Class Airazor figure. So what we're going to do with this video, we're going to unbox her live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We'll then have a detailed look at her in both of her modes to help you decide how you want to display her. We'll then do a couple of comparisons with other Airazor figures, including Airazor from Rise of the Beasts and indeed Airazor from Kingdom. And then, as I've mentioned, because she's from Rise of the Beasts film, we can see how she looks and compares, and indeed how she displays with some of the other Rise of the Beasts figures that I've brought so far. So, as you can see, quite a bit to get through with this video. As I start to pop all these back, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to this channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. The other thing I need to do is thank Robot Recruits, which is the UK online seller which I purchased this from, and as you can see, they got her out to me nice and safely. Right, so on the front of the box, because we've got her in robot mode in the windowless part of the front, we've got the alternate mode there, which looks fantastic. We've then got, again, alternate mode bust there, and on the other side, same thing again. The number 97 is the number corresponding to its release in the Studio Series toy lineup. Now we can see on the back that she's going to take 23 steps to transform. We've got a backdrop as well, and there you go. I don't think there's much more else to say, to be honest. It looks good. I'm excited to get this figure. I'm really excited for the film. So obviously at the time of making this, I've been lucky enough to see both of the trailers, and yeah, exactly that. I'm really looking forward to seeing this film. She looks spectacular in it. Wow, she really does look good. I've only seen pictures of this. I've not seen any reviews of this yet at all. She is looking incredibly similar now to the Kingdom one. I got this mixed up with the other one. I openly admit in the other video I did, but as you can see, her little accessories have just come out of there already. We've got the official, or real, shall we say, real backdrop there in the background with the instructions. So what I'm going to do is set her free from there, come back to you, and we'll do some first impressions. Okay, so I've set her free from the packaging and we're going to do some first impressions. Now, the first thing I've noticed that we need to do straight away is that these feet are the wrong way around. That is indeed the way they should be for when she is in her Peregrine Falcon alternate mode. But I'm sure you'll agree, and I'm hoping that you can sort of tell that the camera's doing this some justice. They are some really nice, shiny, reflective looking pair of feet. Same as in the knees. This is really good, actually. I didn't expect it to be paint app wise this good. I mean, as I said, I've seen the figure. I've seen obviously some degrees of the mold usage from Kingdom, but the paint apps on this, and I suppose, let's be honest, I'm answering my own questions as I'm going through this. This is why it's a Studio Series figure, and this is why it's that little bit more premium. There's loads of detail there in the top of the thighs. The head sculpt is absolutely spectacular. There's the green eyes, the gold around it, the silver faceplate, full articulation, slight look up and down, spinning around. Shoulders are big ball and socket joints of full range of motion. Out to the side for the shoulder as well. There's a bicep swivel, bicep flexion. There's a wrist flexion. I think that's mainly due to transformation, to be honest. There is a waist swivel, but that is only when you detach the bird's head from the front. The legs also huge ball and socket joints, really tight, to be honest, really tight there. So out to the side, to the front, knee bend, obviously ankle tilt and rock as well, because that's on a huge ball and socket. So again, the detail there on the thighs are brilliant. So there's feathers, same as in here. You can sort of make out the feather marks all the way around. Only a couple of tiny little gaps there in the back of the knees. Nothing too bad. I'd say nothing that's too detrimental at all. It looks like you can fold these back and clip these in as well, to be honest. We will have a bit more of a detailed look when we come back with her in a robot mode in a second. This is purely exactly what I'm doing now, first impressions with you guys. So the accessories that come with her as well are these two. They look, yeah, they're absolutely identical, but again, a nice sheen of a gold rather than just, I suppose, a matte dull color. Right, not much more to say about first impressions. We're going to come back and have a look at her now in her alternate mode. Okay, then we're back, and as you can see, she's in her alternate mode, which is, to be honest, incredibly good. It is stunning. It is basically, as I said in the beginning, it does share a lot of similarities with the Kingdom mold. In fact, it's just an upscaled version of it in the same price bracket and same figure size, which is crazy because this is the deluxe figure. But hopefully you can sort of get an idea of how big this wingspan is. I've got Battle Trap here, who of course is a Voyager class figure, and I know he's in his robot mode, but look, there's the whole full other wing height difference of how much bigger this figure is. You've got the one wing there, and the, you know, the middle of the torso, and then the whole of the 2 to 3 inches flying up above his head. It's a massive deluxe figure. It's so impressive, to be honest. And again, if I just bring a little core class figure in, she's absolutely tiny compared to her, isn't she? Which is good. You know, it's good for a change to actually get a really decent sized deluxe. And she does look great. Again, you can see all the lines on the inside of the wings. On the tail, we can make actually like molding detail of actual feathers there as well. These of course will fold in and out, up and down. There's loads of articulation in all this. The head as well is on a swivel. It can tilt backwards and forwards as well, and again you've got lovely detail in the green eyes. As far as I'm aware, no, the beak doesn't open. Transformation process say is exactly the same as this version. It's just upscaled. It's much bigger, and again we'll get some more comparisons done of that in a second when we're going back to robot mode. I just think with this that the color scheme just works incredibly well. Now you've got her 2 missiles, which if you wanted to, obviously you could attach on the underside of here. Yes, there's a tiny gap there, which isn't too noticeable unless, you know, you really are looking for it. And again, it is right on the underside, so it's not, as I say, it's not too detrimental, because, and I do that with lots of figures, doesn't matter who makes them, if it's something that's right on the underside and you can't see it, then I'll instantly forgive it, because, you know, you just, as I've said, you can't see it at all, no matter how you're going to display this, unless it's going to be literally like that, looking straight in there. You're not going to see it, and it's not too bad. You can perhaps make out that's the back of the head, but otherwise very impressive. I always think that these displays are a bit useless, to be honest, especially if you're thinking of displaying in the alternate mode. You can't even fit her on. She's that big compared to it. Again, this might give you an idea, I suppose, how big the wingspan is. There's no chance you're going to fit her on there, but overall, and of course articulation in the back of the knees, in the ankles, this is moving. There's the ball and socket there. If you wanted to, you could move it, I suppose, what would be classed as the hip. You've just got to slightly detach it, but you can still move them off there, and you can still pose if you really wanted to. So again, for a Peregrine Falcon alternate mode, there's a load of articulation on it. No other ports if you want to attach any of the weapons from what I can see, and indeed you don't even need to have them under there. That's pretty much all there is to say about the alternate mode. Let's come back for the final time with her in a robot mode to get the rest of the comparisons done. Right, just a very quick correction. There is articulation at the jaw. I just found it there as I was doing transformation. You press this tiny little silver tab there that's hidden away, and you can actually even open the jaw. Fantastic little bonus there. And of course, I wanted to share that with you after finding it. Okay, then we're back for the final time with her in a robot mode, and that is how I'm going to be displaying it. To be honest, even though I say I don't really like these, I'm still going to show you what she looks like standing on it. It just doesn't really, they don't really do anything for me. They're nice, they're robust, you know, they're nice thick card. As I say, leave me a comment if you actually do use these stands in any way, shape or form. Maybe, I suppose, for some decent photos if you're a professional photographer, but I suppose for the average collector, myself included, don't really use them. I'm just going to move it there just to make sure the glare doesn't come on it. We've of course got these little, as I say, her accessories. Now there's 2 ways you can do this. You can put them in our hands like so, and they are tiny, aren't they? They don't really do much there. What I wish is that she'd have come with her swords, which obviously, well, you can see straight away how much bigger she is than her now. So I'm going to bring the 2 in together. And what's crazy about all these Airazors, I'm going to show you now, is these are all classed as deluxe figures, but as you can see, the new Studio Series version is head and shoulders pretty much bigger than these. She is spectacular. It's actually nice to see, as I said in one of the other segments, to get a really decent sized deluxe figure, and she really is, especially when all the wings are spread out. To be honest, you can of course do that if you wanted to, even though she's in robot mode. And then if we did this, this might give you an idea as well, I suppose, of how big the wingspan is, because I wonder if I can just raise them up, she can pretty much, yeah, she can cover both of them in. So maybe obviously not all 3 air razors, but it would be really cool if in the movie or something that she did actually have to use, you know, these to cover somebody up, somebody smaller, maybe bend down and cover. But no, they are spectacular. They do look very good. And as I say, if I just move them out of the way just for now to bring in some more Rise of the Beasts figures to do some comparisons with. So we've got a couple of Voyager class figures. Of course, she's not as big as the actual real Voyager class figures, but she's not far off. It's mainly obviously the alternate mode where she's looking, I suppose, the best. With regards to one of the other more cheaper ranged figures, there of course is Optimus Primal, which comes with the weaponizer, but she towers above him as well, to be honest. And indeed, here's a Voyager class Cheetor, and he's just really tall, and no pun intended, just really beastie. He really is very big compared to her. But as you can see, this toy line now is really starting to step itself up. I think it looks great. Detail looks good, and I think at the moment, and I very rarely say this, but she is fully justifying her price point when you're comparing her to, and I love this one. I love the mainline figure. I love the transformation, and I actually prefer the Falcon alternate mode. However, this one again is looking to be far more screen accurate. No idea where this came from, as in the art or the design, because it's just so different in every way. I mean, really is. The wings are totally different, head sculpt's different. Yeah, it's just crazy that these two are the same figures, in honesty. But there's not much more to say about this. If you were on the fence because you thought, oh, I've already got the Kingdom one, totally different. And now I know it's got the same transformation process, but it's in a different league. It is really, really very good. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Nothing more to say about her. She's spectacular, and I'm really pleased to add her to the collection. Take care, guys.